Treat someone special.
Welcome in, Golan-Globus. Today, we go canon. It's been so long since we've done canon. Charlie Bronson. But before we get all that, guys, it's been 9 days since me and Murray have seen each other. We've already talked to each other for 5 hours before we hit the record
Yeah,
button.
catching up.
That's what it's like to have friends in real life. Go get friends in real life. Like, don't live on the internet because, fuck, that's such a boring life. So much to share with my close
Well, you
friend
just
Murray.
made a real life friend from the internet this past weekend.
This is the thing. We started this podcast. We thought, you know what? We got a lot of good opinions about shit. We got an eye for detail.
We can monetize this. We can live off of
I
this.
don't think at any point we thought we could monetize
Well, yeah,
this.
you had that dream in the everybody has that dream in the beginning when they do something on the internet, like it's gonna blow up, then reality just slaps you like a dick in the face.
I wouldn't even go that far because it felt like a scratchy or maybe a lottery ticket where it's like, hey, maybe we got the lucky ticket.
We're better than fucking Red Letter Media.
Jesus Christ, we're better than a lot of the people out there doing this thing. We actually talk about the movie and not just go, ha, that's a dumb scene.
By the way, before I forget, a movie, we all know I am and I don't only have the authority on punk rock. I'm also the authority on the Mad Max saga. It's a saga now.
Oh, we're going Mad Max already?
Well, I just want to put it out there that apparently there is a Fury Road prequel named Furiosa that is out, and we're gonna we got jobs, we have lives,
We do.
so we're not those people who rush out the day of, but we are gonna go see that movie eventually.
We will.
And we will do a review, and we will do an honest review. We're not. This isn't gonna be a hatchet job. I'm gonna be. If I like it, I'm gonna be honest about it.
Yeah.
But if I don't like it, I'm gonna be honest about it too. And unlike other shittier podcasts, we're gonna tell you why we like and don't like it.
That's the weirdest thing. All these fucking different voices you can hear, and everybody has the same quote-unquote opinion, where it's just like, the action's great! And that's all they'll say, because everybody just wants to they want a baby bird, the big studio. They want people.
Yeah, we're not gonna kiss up, because like I just alluded to before, the dream of making millions off this podcast are dead.
Yeah.
So now you're getting nothing but honesty from
Right.
us. And I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna give you the definitive opinion on Furiosa. I don't care what you feel about it. You're gonna feel about what I feel about it when you're done with this review.
It's going to be interesting.
So all you people that are like, I don't need to listen to a tippy tap, you're gonna need to listen to this tippy tap.
It's probably one of the most important tippy taps we've ever done. Aside from our matchup tippy taps, where we make
the crossover challenges, which I'm glad you brought that up. First of all, I want to give my flowers to Phil and our weapons master, Jack Baudelaire, for having the balls to do a crossover challenge, because so many people, you're wondering, how come you've never done that since? Because it was over a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was over a year ago. We've been handing out the gloves.
We've been throwing out the challenges, and people have been ducking us.
Yeah.
You know who you are, people.
Yeah.
We were going to do one this past weekend, and then something suddenly came up.
Yeah.
I'm calling you all out. You're cowards. You better man up.
That's right.
That's that yellow streak you see, a mustard, Griff. That's cowardice. And I'm telling all our listeners out. I thought we had the most badass listeners. Apparently, I was wrong.
Push comes to shove, they're just not showing up.
The acid pit, it's daunting. But you need inspiration. You need motivation to succeed. That's what Vince Lombardi taught me.
Look, we don't expect you to come out and throw the haymakers right off the bat. You know, we understand it takes a little while to get in your groove when you're fighting against another fierce Golan-Globus competitor.
Right.
So we don't expect you to hit a grand slam.
And it's not about impressing us. We let the listeners decide who deserves to live or die.
That's right. And you guys, you got to understand, we are like the crossroads of all of our friends and family. And even some of them started communicating amongst themselves, which is incredible that we are the crossroads for that kind of thing.
We've never made a dime off this show, but the friendships are worth their weight in gold.
You're stealing a line out of my promo I got to do about meeting Matt. But anyways, it's incredible to hear about it. And I get it. You don't want to punch your friend in the face.
No.
You're doing it for fun.
Yeah.
That's all. It's just for fun.
That's what this show is about.
We're having fun.
Yeah. People forgot about this. These shows, podcasts are supposed to be about fun.
Yeah. So in the early days, it was just like me and Murray having goofy good time with movies that we enjoy.
Literally just Griff and I, because no one was listening.
Exactly. 14 people a month would listen to of our 4 episodes, you know? Scattershot.
Yeah.
And so it was like, oh wow, are we bad? Do we have to do the thing where we market ourselves? What the fuck is going on? I thought we were just gonna take off. And it's like, how many podcasts are out there, Murray? 4 billion.
Yeah. Oh. Every celebrity has at least 12.
At least 12, especially nowadays.
Especially Seth Meyers.
Who
has a talk show.
Has a talk show.
And needs 1 million podcasts on top of that.
42 podcasts at least. And so then the goals kind of shifted, and we did see our audience grow, and we started getting these people communicating with us, and we're like, what the fuck? Do you guys want to come on the show and talk about
unlike
movies?
Other podcasts, which are all about star fucking,
yes.
which are like, what celebrity can I get on? I'm like, I don't want to talk to a fucking celebrity. I don't need that ego bullshit. We're all equal in the theater.
Yeah.
I shout out our guests. I was like, hey, you like the show? Why don't you come on?
Yeah.
They're like, we can do that? I'm like, fuck, yeah, you can. I know we rewrite the rules of podcasting every week, and then we break them and write them again.
Yes.
But, yes, you too can be on a podcast.
That's right. And all we want to do was talk to people who actually like talking about details of movies. What a fucking concept for a podcast that talks about movies, to talk about the details of the movie and not, again, gloss over everything, go, wow, that was dumb. Talk about the details. Weird.
Why is it dumb?
Oh, yeah. Please. Why is it dumb? Oh, God damn it. But just to get into how a guy can save a movie, a Wings Hauser can step into a movie and just make it fucking awesome.
Right.
That's
another reason why we're so great. We put spotlight on people who deserve the spotlight.
Everybody's been glossing over this shit for the longest time. We're not obviously the first podcast to talk about these quote-unquote bad movies. We just have actually given them, I'm sorry, Murray, their flowers.
Right.
We're finally giving them their flowers.
Before we existed, you're probably like, I love that black guy in American Ninja. He has a name. It's Steve James. Okay?
Motherfucker.
And now you know, thanks to us.
You know, we're already doing the thing. At work, someone posted a GIF, and it had Fred Williamson in it. And I said, that's Fred motherfucking Williamson you're looking at right there. Now, of course, Fred has some heat with some of our friends, one of them being a friend I'm about to mention, but it's okay. Fred at least has a great movie career behind him.
Yeah.
Let's not look into what he's doing nowadays.
Okay.
Because he may or may not be on stage with Donald Trump sometimes.
Okay.
So, we'll just ignore that fact. But, Murray, our show went from just being us, not knowing what the fuck we were doing, literally just like a 5x5-inch little sheet of paper with a couple notes scrawled off.
Yeah, I had literally never listened to a podcast in my life. I'm like, how hard could it be?
Yeah.
And apparently, not that hard.
Not that hard.
Yeah.
We got some listeners. They're talking amongst themselves. They're talking to us. It's great. We got this universe, the Golan-Globus verse.
Yeah.
And then we got to this point where it's just like, these guys are fucking cool. We got our Phils, we got our Jack Battleiers, and we got our Matt Socies.
Yeah.
And so
we're sociopaths.
We're
saying we're sociopaths.
So what episode were we doing? It was a blaxploitation. I don't remember
the
which
recent one with Sosie?
Yeah.
It was was it Slaughter?
Yeah, Slaughter.
Jim Brown.
So we always say it when we have Sosie on, but he is a man of Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
And he moved out of state and everything, but we still respect him.
Flint's, right. Well, he's doing he's doing God's work by trying to make that shithole, America's butthole, Indiana, seem somewhat classy by his presence alone.
You just fucking Karl Malone, my John Stockton. Holy shit. So during that episode, I said, "Oh shit, you're gonna be in a play, coming or musical up in May. I'll go to that because he's just down in Indiana. It's 3 hours away." I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll go to that." Yeah. When do tickets come available? All this shit. I go, I buy the tickets. We amped it up the last few weeks here, and then he reached out to me, emailed me. He was like, "Here's my number. Fuck it. I didn't know you were actually coming."
Because unlike other people, we deliver. When we make a promise on Golan-Globus Theater, we deliver.
Guys, if old Griffey Hegg says he's doing something, he's doing it. I'm sick. A long time ago, I was sick of fucking meandering people who just go, maybe. If I say I'm going to something, I'm fucking going.
Our word is our bond.
Exactly.
You can trust us.
So I told Matt, I'm going to go see that. And sure enough, I was fucking there in row G10.
I didn't know it was a musical.
Does he
have a beautiful voice?
Well, when I emailed him about it, I was like, "Hey, I just want to make sure you're at all the dates, because it would be like me to pick a date he was not performing or something."
Right.
So I want to make sure. He's like, "Oh, no, I'm in everyone." Okay. Griff, this is off Broadway. There is no stand-ins. I'm in it.
This is like, fucking Indiana.
It's like, okay, cool. I'll be there. And he's like, "Don't worry. It's a musical. I do not sing in it." But the way he works in this, we'll get there. Yeah. But yeah, so he emailed me. He's like, "Here's my number. If when are you coming in town? Do you want to meet up, do some coffee?" So I rolling down 3 p.m. I went from like being in rural nothingness. I get off the freeway and I was like, "Where the fuck is this taking place?"
That's called Indiana.
Yeah, I tipped over a wagon or something. Like, what is up? Where am I? And then I roll up and there is like 8 different old 3-story brick buildings, and that made up like this little downtown Richmond area. It was a very
suburban Indianapolis. Is that just for our listeners? Is that where it was?
I would not call this suburban at all.
Okay, it was that far away from Indianapolis.
It was an hour and a half away.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. I didn't know that.
And so it was a very cute little town when you got into this downtown, and it was interesting because it's like across the street you got the rural lifestyle. Yeah. You got,
it's kind of like Lake Orion or something like that.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
And then I met him at a coffee bar you would see in like a college town. Right. And you walk in and the dudes have, long ponytail and lots of earrings and are, edgy kids, Right. Perfect age to be an edgy kid. So I'm not trying to take a swing at him or anything. But I walk into this fucking coffee shop and Matt Sosi is holding court for people. I immediately recognized him. He was like, "Griff, I'll wear a Detroit shirt so you can recognize him." Matt, we know you. You got the locks. You got the look. You got the aura. And I walked in. He's fucking hovering above the ground in a glow. People are just coming. I walked around the town with them, and people were just gravitating towards him. Matt Sosi we joke about how we go to shows and people, we have a booth set up for us wherever we go. Matt Sosi doesn't need the booth. People come to him. They just appear in front of him. I'm not, obviously I'm joking a little bit, but I'm not at all. I was just shocked, in awe of just how amazing A lot
of sociopaths in Indiana.
Matt, you were just the most incredible person to me. We sat down and just started talking like he's been one of our comic book patrons for the last 12 years. It was incredible.
Well, he knows us very well. He's listened to every episode.
But then it's just all the details we talk about, all the fucking stupid shit we like to talk about. Picks right up on it. Conversation about Haystacks Calhoun, boom, right there. Behind dumpsters even. We were literally behind dumpsters and we were talking about that age of wrestling. That's the level of poetry that happens within Matt Sosi's universe. Incredible. The play itself, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. I've never seen a musical before. Something rotten is what I saw. Okay. I didn't understand a single fucking thing. And I said, "Matt, do I need to know anything?" And he goes, "No, you'll be good." But I gotta say, Matt Sosi, I didn't catch the character's name because that's Griff all day. I didn't catch the character's name.
Yeah, we know that.
But he's got a couple scenes there where he's just in the background. He's fingering a tome, a large book. Tome.
Yes. A grimoire.
A grimoire, even. Yeah. The way he's fingering it. The way he's smirking at people in the back. I was just like, God damn, this guy. This is why he gets us.
He's looking like a young J.J. Dillon. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, my God.
In the background, but stealing the scene all the same?
Well, Murray, here's the problem. He didn't steal the scene. But for me, because I'm always looking at everything. I don't just look in the foreground. I look in the background. I want to see every little detail. Matt was just killing it back there. Just the fingers. I could
Good finger work?
Oh, great finger work. Amazing. And then just the eyebrow gesturing that was happening there. Incredible. I had so much fun during this show. It was such a great time. He was such a great host. He took me around town. I walked by my Airbnb. I didn't even realize it. It was a fucking awesome time.
Well, that's great. I love hearing that.
And yeah,
of course, I was way too busy to attend, but my spirit was with Griff and with Matt.
Matt, when I showed up at that coffee shop, he did make sure his hair was tucked behind his ears.
Thank you, Matt.
And he said, "I don't know if you and Murray agree on the hair thing." I gave him one secret behind the curtain, and I will not tell anybody else. That's for him only. So if you guys are going to be in anything, Phil, Jack, if you guys are in one-man plays, stage theater, or anything, I'll show up, and you'll get one secret as well. That's what happens. When we meet in person, you get one question that I answer from behind the scenes, and I will never reveal
behind the
it.
scenes of our show?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I peel back the curtain for him.
Wow. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I know. It's a little too much detail. I know one person tried to sneak in a question. I said, no, I haven't met you in person. They asked our state of nudity when we record. But we all know we're in full nude. So I don't know why you would ask that question.
Yeah. Well, you're going to need it next week.
All right, Murray.
All right.
I do want to talk about one other thing.
What?
The recent collection on Criterion Channel is Hollywood Crack-Ups. And so it's about, like, mindfuckery and stuff like that. I watched John Frankenheimer's Seconds movie.
Okay.
Amazing. I really enjoyed it. Well, it was good. I want to say it was amazing. The middle part there was like, wow, we're really hanging on to this scene for a while. But it was good. I really enjoyed it. But the other movie I watched, which just, it hits too hard with the times we're living in today. Because it's about a young white boy who's living with his pa. I think it was 1968 when this movie came out.
Okay.
But he's cracking. And he's just going out. He's buying guns. He's got a trunk full of guns and everything. Did I say the name? Targets? It's Targets.
Okay.
And
it's about the store?
Huh? No, it is.
Oh,
it actually is not about the store.
I thought you were going to tell me about the founder of Target.
And so we're watching this guy who's it seems like he's living a good life for a young man. He's supposed to be in his early 20s. He's married to a very attractive young woman and everything. And you think everything's going great for him. He even calls his dad sir. You know, that level of respect. But you see that he's showing signs of cracking, but he's always got that smile on his face. He's always eating baby roots as well. Well, go figures, the reason they call the movie Targets is because it goes out and starts taking aim on people and shooting them. And so the big conclusion here is that
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alerts for 1968's Targets.
I've never seen it. You ruined it for me.
Boris Karloff.
Boris Karloff. Yeah.
Boris Karloff is the quote-unquote star of this movie.
Really? It's interesting.
Yeah. And so he's planning to retire from Hollywood and everything. And, you know, he goes to one last screening, one last meet and greet type situation at a drive-in theater. And that's where
he's playing himself? Boris Karloff is playing Boris Karloff?
He's got an actor's name, but
Okay.
it is kind of like that meta thing, you know.
Okay.
And so he shows up. And because everybody has a speaker in the car, apparently they cannot hear gunshots as a rifle from behind the screen is shooting people in the audience. And so people are kind of slowly coming to the realization. Then all hell breaks loose. Everyone starts panicking. Boris just gets out, walks at the shooter, bitch slaps him. That is the thrilling conclusion of that movie. I loved it. I haven't yelled out so loudly and so long about a...
My dear boy.
He's literally got a cane, and he's hobbling along, and the kid is so worried about his gun. It's jammed on him, and Boris just fucking slaps the shit out of him.
So what you're saying is, with all these shootings we have in America now, all we need is an elderly actor to bitch slap the guy, and we can put an end to this insanity.
I love it because it's discreetly saying you don't need a gun to stop a fucking freak, you know? You just need people to backhand them. It was a good movie.
You know, before we get into the movie.
Oh, okay, we're gonna go.
I got. You were talking about hair over the ears. I got another pet peeve of mine. We need to put an end to.
Okay.
All right. Last week, Griff and I went out.
Oh,
we don't like going out because we get hounded with autographs and I've enough. I don't want to sign your tit. Enough, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm flattered. I don't want to do it. So we go to the old Magic Stick Theater in Detroit to see the old High on Fire. And I noticed, I was looking around. We always say this. It's a heavy metal show if you don't know High on Fire is.
Yes.
Where do these
Grammy Award winner.
Where do these people exist? We look in the audience. I don't see these people in the wild.
Exactly.
Very interesting shapes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Just it's almost like a Lovecraftian world we've entered.
Yeah.
Mutants and I noticed that every single man to a person had a beard.
Yeah.
When are we going to be over the beard phase? It's been going on for a long time.
Beard phase, man, has been existing for a long time. Yeah.
I was the only clean-shaven guy there. Even Griff had stubble. I was the only guy who's ever had a razor touch his face.
Yeah, I did 2 months of like actually shaving there, or maybe it was only a month. But I
don't think I've never seen you clean-shaven.
I mean,
it was either that or a beard.
You have seen me clean shaven.
No,
it's just been a long time. It's been a long time.
I've seen you at weddings and you're not clean shaven.
It's true. It's true.
But let's move on, people. Move on from the beard.
Yeah. It is annoying. That's the main reason why I don't clean.
I mean, I get it. Like in the winter, I'll grow one out because it's cold. I'm outside a lot.
Yeah.
But I couldn't imagine wanting some hillbilly beard in 90-degree weather. It would just it makes.
I think it's just amusing because for years now, people have been trying to stand out with getting tattoos, growing a beard, growing a mustache, growing chops, doing all that shit. And now you go to a show, Murray's the standout, the man who has been dedicated to not getting a tattoo. He's jonesing for it all the time. He's like, oh, man, I saw a fucking Black Panther the other day, and I thought of getting a tattoo crawling up my forearm. Yeah. But no tattoos. Clean shaven almost all the time.
Always clean cut.
Always clean. You just got that freshened up, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
You said, I'm going to Memorial Day fucking, barbecue. Let's get it off the ears.
Exactly.
There's no worse way to eat a hot dog than hair on your ears.
Let's clean it up, people.
Let's clean it up.
Like gentlemen instead of bums.
Are we ready to go to 1987 Washington, Murray?
We are.
Apparently,
this is
the Starlings are too.
Another classic Charles Bronson canon mashup.
We're going canon, everybody. It's been months.
Yeah, for all you people. Yeah, we've noticed the drop in listenership. Is it because we're not doing canon movies?
Did we miss the mark?
Yeah. Well, we're doing one this week.
Yeah.
It's called Assassination. It stars Charles Bronson with his wife because he was contractually obligated to do every fucking movie with his wife after he married her.
She got a good look going here for you?
No, I didn't like it.
She high
matronly kind of. I like the big hair, but that was like matronly big hair.
But
it fit for the role. I'm not going to shit on her.
No.
She's playing the first lady.
Right. Well, I was curious because it's like I know you like the big hair, but this was big, like chin length hair that was worn out.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And I didn't think because that feels very mom of the time.
Exactly.
So
exactly right. Not sexual at all.
Exactly. It's hard to be into that look.
Yeah, I was not into it.
Yeah,
but perfect for the role. So
exactly.
So Jill,
smart,
you did a good
sensible
job.
hair.
Yes. I'm gonna say it right now. I believe this movie is the reason why so many conservatives are obsessed with hating Hillary Clinton.
There's
There's ads right now in the year of our Lord 2024 that are talking about Benghazi and Hillary Clinton. The bitch ain't had power in years.
Yes.
Get over her, people. Fuck's sake. What is the obsession with Hillary Clinton?
They got their bad guy, who happens to be a woman, and they just got to stick with it. Like, they're so obsessed. Like, the victim complex.
I find it hard to not believe men of the conservative persuasion have issues with women when they always are talking about Hillary, AOC, and Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, those are the three big ones. But then there's like your Ilhan Omars and stuff like that. And
get over it, all right?
They really got to get
if you're of this persuasion, you're going to love this movie because it's all about this broad. She doesn't know her place.
She ain't no Nancy, which is interesting because
they were already lamenting Reagan was president when this movie came out, and it's almost like they're just lamenting the loss of their god lord emperor Ronald Reagan.
Right.
Like, he's still president, guys, and they're like already mourning him.
Right. It's incredible because they realize like someday Reagan's gonna be gone and Nancy won't be in our life. Nancy was a fucking freak, and you know what? I'm not condemning her because she's the throat goat. I'm condemning guys. We all love a throat goat, you know. Everybody loves a girl who loves sucking dick.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. You know, we're not condemning her for that. You know,
what are we condemning her for? Astrology?
For astrology, for her like the LGBTQ. Community should be dead, and then her daughter's like, I'm gay. And she's
her
like,
daughter wasn't gay. What are you talking about?
Her daughter came out as gay.
When?
I thought that was a thing that happened.
No.
Oh.
Not that I know of, no. I mean, no.
Maybe I got my wires crossed there, but I thought
think.
she was totally against like the gay
she
community.
might, I mean,
and then,
her daughter might be sympathetic to the gay community. I don't
Okay.
remember her being gay. I remember she posed in Playboy to like upset her parents.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wonder if
both the kids, Ron Reagan Jr. and I can't remember the daughter's name.
We're liberal.
Yeah, we're liberal. And
well, Ron was liberal up until he started screwing people over.
Well, you want to get somewhere in life, you gotta screw people over.
He ended up like leading the
I just want to tell all you young people. Don't believe the hype. Ronald Reagan was horrible.
Oh, yeah, no.
Believe the 1980s punk rock bands. They're telling you the truth. He ushered in the neoconservative movement, which, frankly, I think destroyed our country.
Oh, my God, yeah. It has set us back so fucking far. And if you're pro-union, Reagan literally is the guy who has been just busting you. Like, he started the busting of the union. So, fuck this guy forever. Nancy, great job with the cock smog and, sucking all the dick and everything.
No, she is pussy fog.
Pussy fog. Excuse me. I got a little ahead of myself there.
Together. There's some cock smog in this movie, and Bronson is blowing it all over the place.
Right. Well, you know what? There's other topics to get into here, but we're going to go ahead and just do them, as the movie comes up because this has stretched a while for good reasons. We got to give everybody their fucking flowers.
Well, we gave everybody a 90-minute episode last week, and you didn't like it. So I guess you want the fucking 2-3 hour
Yeah, you didn't
episodes.
fucking show up. Where were you? What was that movie we did? Was that Firepower?
Death Promise.
I even put it on my computer as Death Proof because I'm a fucking moron. So I was looking for my fucking file, and I was like, where is it?
Promise.
That's a promise.
Yeah. Well, it's like I've said this all the time, people, and it's called and. Apparently, the Furiosa, the movie, hopefully it will still be in the theaters when we go see it because it's bombing, apparently.
Supposedly.
I just want to say that's what I call the rule of Twitter. When anyone, don't believe anything you hear on the internet because it's fake.
Yeah.
Because whenever we get people excited, like I'm like, oh shit, man, people are excited about this movie on our Twitter. They're hyped.
Yeah.
Never show up. And when it's like, oh shit, nobody cares. You show up.
Yep.
So don't let this is how we open the episode. Live in the real world because the internet is a false world.
Exactly.
Nothing is real.
The GGT boys, if they say they're gonna be somewhere, they're there.
Yeah.
Guys.
We're the only thing you can count on, people.
The only That's right out of some kind of fucking sick psychological book. We're always there for you.
Right. Join the cult. That is Golan-Globus Theater.
Murray, throw these people to a fucking trailer.
All right, everybody. Get out that sniper rifle. Ready, aim, fire for Assassination. Starring Charles Bronson. Cannon, we're back. Here's the trailer.
Protecting the highest office in the land demands the toughest man in the business.
Thanks for coming back for Inauguration Day. But you're not getting the president to protect.
Oh,
You get one mama.
the First Lady? I've been reading and hearing about her.
She's a very difficult woman and a bad influence on the president.
You're gonna miss the hell out of Nancy Reagan.
It's not safe to sit up that high. If you don't get down, I'll have to pull you down. Somebody just tried to kill you.
$1 million is a lot of money for near misses.
Terror is a very expensive game.
Treason?
Get on with it.
The highest, I'm afraid.
I don't need Secret Service.
These terrorist attacks are aimed at you. Anyone in your vicinity is automatically in danger.
Charlie, when Mama's running for cover and I'm going with her. I'll never look for you on one of these. How could he possibly have known where to find us? You've been reporting our whereabouts to the president?
Charles Bronson,
Has it ever occurred to you that the president might be the one who wants you dead?
Jill Ireland,
Cow would never hurt me.
Bronson, Assassination.
All right, people. Canon movie, so you know what that means. 90 minutes or less.
And it means we love America. In the opening credits, we get shots of the most beautiful country, the most beautiful capital in the world, Washington, D.C., District of Columbia. Yes.
That's right. We're seeing all those phallic monuments just piercing the sky, saying, God,
Right.
come.
Washington Monument fucking the world with its big cock.
I believe that when Nancy died and became
Did she throat goat the Washington Monument?
Exactly. She became a fucking
They
giant
probably
colossus woman.
sprinkled her ashes on the points.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah. God, you got it. You got it. You see, this is how you end up doing 5 years of a podcast with another
6
human being.
years.
6, going on 6, right?
Yeah. Well,
Going
I
on
think
6.
we're at 6 now.
We're at
because-
6
yeah.
fucking years.
We started in like April or May of 2018.
This is correct. This is
Yeah.
true. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yeah, it's just like, God damn, a tear falls from my eye. I'm like, sometimes you don't appreciate how beautiful this country is until Golan-Globus shows you.
Yeah, there's something about giving me like glimpses of Charlie Bronson's wrinkled up catcher mitt face and little salt and pepper mustache and then you mix that in there with the Washington Monument, the AI image of Nancy Reagan going down on it. That really, God, that got my Flagstaff, Furiosa.
Oh, a furious erection.
Yeah, I got a Furiosa for that one.
It wasn't at half mast. That's for
It wasn't at half mast, people.
So here we see our hero, Jay Killian, Secret Service Agent Jay Killian. All 66 years, I believe Bronson was at this time.
We did the math. 66 years.
Pulls up to the White House. He's been off for 6 weeks. I don't really tell you why. I'm assuming he took a bullet for the president.
Had to be. This man probably has 45 bullets just rattling around in his body. Like, he can't. There should have been the scene. We know they work on a very strict budget. They should have had a metal detector and then the x-ray scan, and there was just bullets all over inside of him.
Yeah, he pulls that thing. This is he's got like a thing that tells him that it's because he's got bullets that they couldn't pull out.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Well, everybody knows Jay Killian.
yeah, he's
as
killing
his
it.
friends calling him.
Yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah.
And he walks into his boss Fitzroy
You know why they gave him the name Killian?
because he kills people.
No, Murray, because there's the beer Sam Adams and there's the beer Killian's. So they said it's kind of a fun nod. We got Jay Killian and Sam Adams. I mean, obviously Sam Adams is not in this movie, but they just thought that was fun.
Are you being serious?
Murray,
I don't know what
I
you're
wrote
talking
this
about.
fact. I mean, it's
Okay.
absolutely
I
a
don't drink,
fact.
so you know I don't know what this shit's about. So he goes to his boss Fitzroy. I was certain this guy was going to be in on the fucking conspiracy, but he's not.
He's so nervous. He's constantly
Yeah, he's got the booger sugar. He's got the sniffles.
Yeah, he's trying to sell it like he's got to clean out his nose, or he's doing.
He's constantly. He's doing. Maybe Billy Droggs was on the set. And he's like, maybe you need to wipe your nose occasionally.
You need a little act. We do know Cannon filmed multiple films on the same sets at the same time,
Right.
so you actually do see other movies happening during this movie.
So we are under the impression he just got back from taking a bullet for the Prez. There's a new wishy-washy, pussy-ass liberal Prez coming in.
Oh my God!
But it's we still at this time believe in democracy, so we're gonna accept. We know that America got it wrong.
Right.
We're still accepting it. We're not challenging it. We're not saying there was some like shenanigans going on because we voted with our hands. We didn't have computers back then.
Oh,
so
yeah,
we
that's why.
trusted it.
No hanging chads.
No hanging chads.
No
at all.
hanging chads.
In fact, that was the first time I ever voted. I don't know. I don't even
Your
sure.
first time was in 2001.
No.
Oh, I thought.
No. I'm getting back to my first time I ever voted. 92 was the first time I ever
I'm
voted.
so sorry.
And it was those archaic ones. Like, I'm not even sure I voted right because it was the weird one where it was like this big contraption.
Yes.
And then you had to pull like a lever and all this shit. Like now
That's-
you just connect a line or some shit or fill in a fucking circle or something.
Well, yeah, now it's filling a circle,
But no, it was very intimidating and complicated because I never voted before. So I was like, how do I do this? Because it was this contraption where you had to I don't even remember. It was 30 some odd years ago, but it was intimidating.
Insane. Because I listened to something recently about the 2001 and the hanging chads and how it sounds like a fucking plot out of wrestling when you hear this shit. It was so discouraging because it's just like where would we be in America if we didn't have Bush in office for those fucking 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, just hearing the shit they pulled, hearing how they set up, because they talked to different people and they were like, we had no idea how the bubble system they had worked, because it wasn't just a bubble next to a name. It was like you had 4 different bubbles, and it was like you had to fill out based on the likeliness you would enjoy their erection if you would vote for them or something. It was so weird. Everything about it. Why are we doing this? We want to talk about I don't know about if you've heard about it, but the progressives are talking about ranked choice voting, and it's impossible to think of because it's just going to it's like adding another layer of complication, even though we need to fucking get to a point.
Well, in 1987, democracy still worked, even though sometimes we got it wrong, like we did with this presidency. Because this is Inauguration Day. He was Jay. I'm gonna call him Killy because I think I'm a friend. All right.
Yeah. People, Jay is shorter than Killian, so in the notes he's Jay. If we slip up, that is why.
So Killy, he's like, he doesn't like it, of course, but he's like, hey, and he's probably supposed to come back 2 months later, but he's like, it's Inauguration Day, I gotta be there. That's when they're gonna try to kill him.
Here's the other thing. I listened to an interview by a CIA guy, and he's like, these positions are not politically based. It doesn't matter your affiliation. You serve the office.
You respect the office.
Respect the office. So, of course, Killy, our great fucking comrade here, is going to go in there.
Not comrade.
You see what I did there? I'm trying to fucking freak people out. I'm trying to trip them up. He's going to do his job.
Yeah.
He's just going to do his job.
He's 66. So he's a little slower. So they're like, no, you don't get the prez this time, Killy. You're watching the First Lady. Oh, boy. That broad.
She ain't no Nancy. There's a lot of ain't no Nancy drops.
Yeah, so Jay goes out, he assembles his crew. It's very diverse. We got the black Secret Service agent, Tyler.
Cornfucker, what's his name? What was his name?
Cornfucker?
Did you catch his name? No. It was like cheese grinder, or it was some weird food verb. It was such a weird name. And then the other character we need to worry about, Charlie Chong.
Charlie Chang, I think was her
Chang,
name.
excuse me. Well, I got one letter off.
Yeah, almost like Charlie Chan.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And you're thinking Charlie Chong, that's a man. No.
Short for Charlotte, and she's a lovely Asian woman. 40 years, our hero Achilles Jr. But
this is by our estimation, people. We did research her. Mattingly has been scouring the earth. We've been how much are those plane tickets at? $9,000
at least.
We're trying to find the actress who played Charlie Chang.
Jan Gan, the actress who played
Jan Gan,
has scrubbed the internet of her age.
That's
we
right.
could not find it.
Height, waistline. These are all details you can get on anybody.
Yeah. Well, we're going to assume she's 26 for the purposes of this episode.
She looks very young. They play out her hair to make her look older, but yeah.
Well, she's professional.
What about the choice of giving her the nickname Charlie? And we're working with Charles Bronson. Is there some kind of weird Freudian thing happening here?
There could be. All I know is, well, here's the thing. All right, we're fine with we're gonna go with it. She's 40 years his junior, and that she is into him. But when they had this is the first line we hear from Charlie. I found it a little offensive. Let's play it for them, Griff.
Me so horny.
Come on, Cannon. Even I'm like a little squeamish about that.
Yeah, we got to be careful anytime. We know this all too well. When you go back and watch some movies, get me some tasteless shit in there.
It's the 80s.
Yeah,
people.
jokes, comedy, almost never ages well. So we got to be aware of this.
Except unless it's our episodes.
Well, yeah,
we age like a fine wine.
We're gold tier. We're getting to hear from some of the nobodies who we're going to lose track of here, but one guy talks about, I had to protect another. I thought he was talking about his wife. He was saying he had another liberal woman he had to protect. Yeah. She's like, this woman was all about equality. She's holding doors open for me. She's making passes at me. She bought me a drink. She touched my tush. And Bronson does this face like, oh, boy.
Oh, boy. What's going on here?
What is going on with these?
And that first lady, Ballbuster. She does not know her place, Kelly. What are we going to do? I don't know. I just protect him. I don't know what's going on with this world, America. What's going on with this place?
So Jay, Kelly, he's got to start handing out details for everybody. You're going to be riding him back. You're going to be riding in front of the motorcade because we're about to go on to the parade route here, people. Yeah. And, of course, Charlie, his right-hand gal, is going right in the car with one mama, a.k.a. Laura, a.k.a.
Laura Craig.
The First Lady.
Played by Jill Ireland, wife of Charles Bronson.
How much younger was she than Charles?
I don't know. I mean, not 40 years. I'm guessing probably 10 or so.
Okay.
Yeah, and she does not know her place. He is trying to protect her life. She insists on going out in a convertible. Last time a president went out in a convertible was 1963.
Sir, I will not hear your chauvinistic gestures. I am the First Lady. I am going out in a convertible. I am waving at my audience.
Your funeral, Madam President. Excuse me, First Lady.
Yeah. It's not wartime. No one's taking a shot at me.
Everyone loves me. How could they want to shoot at me?
Look at me.
So, right off the bat, sexual tension high. We tell you, people, you got to hate before you love.
That's
so I'm
right.
like, they're going to bone by the end of this fucking movie.
You can either get in the convertible or you can get in a different car.
It's like, look, lady, my job's to protect you. And we're not getting in a convertible. And then she's like, oh, yes, we are. And the next shot, we see him in a convertible. And he's nervous. He's looking all around. It's like us watching a fucking movie for this show. All the details. He's Terminator visioning this shit.
Yeah. We're getting to see what is supposed to be the East Coast on January,
January 20th.
20th? We did at the end of the year?
That's every January 20th.
Oh, you're right.
We hand, except when the election is stolen. We hand over.
Correct.
Yeah.
And you know the East Coast always is this green, this sunny, this beautiful.
Enough for a convertible. That's how much God loves this president. He made it like 80 degrees.
Perfect,
January,
yeah.
Which is actually, sadly, 30 years later, normal for, January 20th.
We can't say the climate word because YouTube will take us down for, spreading possibly misinformation. One of the fun things that they did with this movie, because they have a lot of news people around and everything, they did have a random news crew there who goes, on this unseasonably cold day in January. It's like, unseasonably cold? You should have said unseasonably warm.
Yeah, they're in a convertible. They're not wearing coats or anything.
So, First Lady Lara,
Lara,
as she likes it to be pronounced, Lara, short for Laramie, by the way.
Yeah.
Laramie, Wyoming, where she's from.
Yeah, well, you just, spoiler alert.
Oh, is that a spoiler?
That's a key plot point.
It is? No. Oh, okay. She's sitting on her seat like a normal person, and it's...
I thought she was sitting up on the top
Well,
of the seat.
She gets up there.
Okay.
Because Charles... I'm using a fourth name for him now. Killy starts getting all nervous with the First Lady. I don't know if you should really be up there with your chin held high, waving at the people like, some kind of figure or something.
And she goes, Mister, if you tell me what to do one more time, your southern hemisphere will feel the tiptoe of my fine Italian shoe, Griff. He said she wrote show for some reason.
Oh, I did?
Yes.
Hey, that might have been autocorrect. Or my auto brain correct. And this is where she hops up even higher to put her...
Gives him a little upskirt. And Charlie, who is immune to pussyfuck because she's a woman, senses this.
Oh, she has this great little line here. Charlie does. Actual character Charlie. Boss, that won't affect me. Because you know what? A woman could be kicked in the pussy and they'll just laugh at it.
Right. They'll just grab your foot.
Yeah. Or...
She's like, don't worry, boss. I could take her. She gets uppity. And he's like, you just come down there, little Charlie. And he pats her on the head, gives her a fucking Tootsie Roll.
Thank you for bringing up Tootsie Rolls already. We're going to sprinkle that one in there. And so Killy, he's got a job to do. And you know what? He takes these barbs. He's used to this. He's 66. He's been on this job for 40 fucking years, So he knows how to take his blows. And he just starts going back, surveying the scene. Notices a motorcycle cop kind of approaching. And he's like, he's going a little heavy on that front brake there. And then suddenly the guy just... falls over and explodes.
This is Reno, the villain.
Yes, I know.
And he skids and crashes, and then he gets off the bike, and then the bike explodes. Yeah.
Yeah. And so at this point, Killy has taken the First Lady and pulled her head down, but it had to go so far. Yes.
Showing dominance.
Oh, yeah. Nancy would have been down for that. You see what I did there? Yeah. Like Nancy. And so he pulls her down, but, she does kind of fidget on the way down, and we watched this in slow motion. I got the Laserdisc version of this whole fucking thing. Guys, we're going to have some other breakdowns, too. I didn't even disclose this with Murray, but we're going to have a breakdown later in this movie.
Okay. And he knees her in the eye. And she's pissed off. And he's
or does she eyeball his knee? I mean, it was all his force, but he doesn't lift his knee.
And he's like, careful there, your eye might turn blue. My eye might turn red, white, and blue. Because this is the inauguration of America, the greatest country in the world. Do you have any of those shades I can use to cover my eye?
Not from you. I'll take them from her. And Charlie's got a nice little...
she called them sunshades. She didn't say sunglasses.
I know, sunshades. You see, this was Jill Ireland definitely trying.
Is that a British thing, people? Because she's British. She didn't even try to hide her accent.
Is she actually British?
Yeah, she didn't hide her accent.
I thought she was just doing a highfalutin thing.
No.
Like, I'm above all of you. She never even said y'all once. She would say you all. That really made me, place her out of this country. But Charlie does have the line, it'll at least be one of those colors. Hands over the glasses.
All right, then we see
shades.
We never hear or see from President Cal ever in this movie.
I kind of like that. I liked how they did.
He gets sworn in,
and do you do left hand on the Bible or the right hand? I thought it was the right hand.
Oh,
because we see left hand in this movie. So did he get sworn in? Look, I've watched too much conspiracy shit.
is he showing his liberal leanings by putting his left hand?
I think what he's showing is that he wasn't officially sworn in, and Obama's actually the president.
Back to, it's out of my paid. So we go back to Secret Service HQ. Jay Killy, the Killian Master, is like immediately on it. He's like, that was no accident with that cup.
Yeah.
Look into it.
Killy,
Give me everything you got on Reno Bracken.
Charlie has just collapsed in a chair. She's talking about how her teeth are itchy. And he's like, I don't cater. Get me the files.
Because he's like, I know who that was. I recognize that guy. It's Reno Bracken, who was a very Wolfgar-esque terrorist. He's like the fucking terrorist for hire,
right?
Celebrity terrorist. But one time he was thwarted by Killian. You know, Killian was in Delta Force. You know, he led Delta Force before he got the job at Secret Service. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And he stopped terror. What do you call terrorist events? I don't know what the proper term is. You know, that's a good word. In Libya, because, of course, we were obsessed with Libya in the 80s, too, because of Gaddafi.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So, classic canon fodder.
He goes on to explain, I'm pretty sure that was him in disguise as the motor cop. And another agent, Tyler, is going to, of course, have to do the brunt work here and looking further into if Reno, where he's at and everything. This is, of course, Kyle Corn Cheese or whatever his name was.
Kyle Corn Cheese.
Tyler Corn Cheese. Please put some.
No, his last name was Tyler.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, IMDb says otherwise, my friend.
There's no black guy named Tyler Corn Cheese.
What was the black guy's name then?
Tyler. The black guy's name was Tyler. I'm positive of that.
We're pulling it up right now.
Yeah,
oh my God!
Found right.
Come on, internet, a little bit faster here. Tyler Loudermilk. His name is Tyler Loudermilk.
That ain't right.
So yeah, that's why I was giving him the dumb food names, because what is verb food? Loudermilk.
All right, he's gonna look into Reno Bracken. All right, Beck Jay just got through it. We're learning, just got out of the divorce. She cleaned him out. He's living in a flop house, hotel. Like, you pay day to day, but you get the clean sheets.
His sheets were clean as fuck. We're watching Bronson trying to get, his clothes on. He's working up the pants. We're watching him slowly build him up.
He's a tease.
From the ankles, he's got that nice. He's hinged.
He's got the garters on his socks.
Exactly. He's hinged at a 90-degree angle, from the waist, so we're really getting to see the curves that Bronson's got. And then you just hear a knock at the door. You're thinking Bronson's got to answer it. No, he leaves it unlocked. And Charlie sees her way in. Oh, babe. I wish I was making this up. Oh, baby. Are they coming down or going up?
Let me see that Bronson. Yeah, come down, little grasshopper. You haven't earned it.
That's right. And are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah. Can you fucking change that?
No, now I have to keep. This is an inside joke to me.
I don't know if that got heard on the microphone.
It was perfect. That was microwave timing. That was microwave
Whoever
timing.
it was, let them know their timing is impeccable.
You know who it was.
And I hope they got picked up on the mic. Anyways.
So she's like, you finally got divorced?
Charlie.
Really? Because
Charlie, not Charlie. Killian announced this.
Killy is a man of honor. Even though he's in a miserable marriage, his wife blew the entire Senate.
Yes.
He still no hanky-panky till the divorce papers get signed.
What was his line later in the movie? When the sign says, keep off the grass, I stay off the lawn.
Right. So, yeah, she's like, oh, my God, you're finally divorced. We can finally consummate our relationship. Whoa.
Yeah,
Cool
she's
down.
getting in there. She's trying to adjust his waistline, his Sansa She's tweaking at a nipple. Whoa. You know I don't mix the good stuff with the...
I don't mix my work stuff with that other stuff.
And she harumps down on the couch. Other stuff, that's what you're calling it? She's got like this Asian Agent Cooper look going on because she's got her hair slicked back and kind of like flowed out.
It was weird.
I didn't like her hair, but she was an attractive woman.
Come on, Grasshopper. Let's go to our new assignments. So we learn that the president's at Camp David, but they're still on Laura detail.
Despite the eyeballing of the knee or the kneeing of the eyeball.
But like she's a regular Hillary, people. She's the first lady. Your job is to like fucking
sponsor kids.
Right. Say like, bullying is bad. That's kind of shit.
Or in the case of the Melania, you say stop doing things. I forget what her whole pitch was.
Be good. I don't know.
Be better. Be good. You know what? Hers would be good because it's not alliterative. Like be better.
So Laura, is giving a presser. What the fuck? This is outrageous. When is a first lady giving up press conferences?
Correct. But Murdy, you got to admit, Laura was great on the mic.
Oh, yeah. She knows how to work a crowd.
Oh, my God. She worked the crowd so well because our first person, and this is a very sophisticated crowd. There's only one Newsmax person out there. In 87, only one shitty,
it was,
quote-unquote journalist.
It was
company.
A very young Tucker Carlson.
That was Tucker?
Yeah. And he said,
I should have known by the bow tie.
He said, First Lady, is it true that your husband, Dick, doesn't work? And that he hasn't had copulation with you in months?
Excuse my turn of phrase here. The hanky-panky, you haven't...
Spanky?
Thank you.
Is it true that your husband doesn't tan his balls?
What about his butthole?
And she's like, I assure you his butthole looks fine.
Right. You know, the crowd, the real journalists are asking her about...
Real journalists? You mean the fake news is eating it up?
Yeah, you're right. Excuse
me. Tucker has the fucking real facts.
He's got his finger on the pulse of something.
Got a finger in something.
He's got a finger in something. You know where that finger wants to have a Chinese wrestling match with. The other journalists are asking about her shades. You've been going to all these balls with the shades on, and she's like, oh, no, my husband did not punch me. A very clumsy guard did, and she pulls off the shades to show it off. So, again, just thinning that, well, she's telling every truth here.
Yes, no cover-ups here.
There's no cover-ups.
Until we get a cover-up from Killy, who goes, they ask about the explosion. He's like, let me take this.
Yeah.
He's like, it was only an accident. You know, we live in canon world where if a car just tips over, it explodes.
Yeah.
It's totally natural.
Murray,
totally natural.
Guys, we have this relationship, me and Murray. Sometimes he watches the movie first. Sometimes I watch it. But we'll text each other some shit. And Murray watched the movie first, and he texts me, this is the most canon movie I've ever seen. And sure enough...
And I don't know how to... I told him, I don't know how to put my finger on it. You just know it.
It's some of like the...
I can't explain it.
It's some of that plate spinning music. Like, it doesn't match the tone. It's kind of silly. The fact
but it's all silly. But it's played straight.
It's so weird because, yes, you're right. Like, all the production makes it kind of sillier, but all the actors are playing it straight.
If no winking at the camera at all.
A fucking RC car powered by a battery could flip over and explode into a nuclear bomb in the canon world. And that's what we get to see throughout this movie.
So, then Laura...
She fucking slays the presser. All the press are clapping their asses off. But Finney, Finney Tucker, that's what he was going by back then. He sees his way out, and he's smirking, and he's knocking chairs over.
He was wearing bolo ties at this point. He didn't discover bow ties.
Oh, he hadn't discovered... Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. He's still young. Okay. And I noticed that, there's always that thing where it's like, do I give people, when you're in a tight corridor of chairs, do you give them the ass or do you give them the dick? He gave him the dick, and he
I never thought about it, but I give him the dick, too. I think that's showing my dominance. Like, because you're showing the ass, that shows you're submissive. I never thought about it, Grip, but you're absolutely right. Yeah. I always give the dick.
You always give the dick?
Anyone wondering? I always give the dick.
Murray, do you make eye contact while you're doing it, too?
If I really want to intimidate them, yeah.
Okay. If your choice, like you're selecting the people when you pass by, I'm like, I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at that guy. That's something. Think about that, everybody. Think about that.
Think about that. Another G&G first. You probably never I never thought about it until Griff brought it up. Think about that. When you're squeezing behind somebody, do you give them the ass or you give them the dick?
See? I was just telling you, when I talk to my therapist, I overthink every fucking thing. That's one of the things I overthink. Do I give them the ass or do I give them the dick?
What do you do?
I flip it up. I don't. Some days when I feel like it's more respectful to give butt, because I'm not wearing something that's like fucking cinched up to my butt. But even then, it's like I'm not wearing something where it's like you can see an outline of my dick, but I still feel like it's more respectful.
Yeah, I think about it. I'm always dominant. It's always dick.
It's always dick.
Yeah.
And you think about it as a dominant gesture
Well,
too.
it is because if you show the butt, that's submissive. That's saying
that's what you
I
believe,
want you
yeah.
to give it to me. I'm the giver, not the receiver.
Some people feel like that's still a dominant position, though. Isn't that the bear position? I'm dominant, but I'm taking it.
No.
Oh, I don't know how. Hey, love the gays. I don't know how the whole systems work.
All right. So
Where are we
I
at?
told you it's gonna be a long one. You people wanted one, and that's what
Clearly
she said.
you
That's
wanted-
what she said. But anyway, so they're
Nancy
like,
takes a long
They're
one.
giving Tucker the business. Like, hey, what do you know about what's going on?
Where did you get that fucking lead? How did you hear about the first lady and her bed life?
And he's like, First Amendment.
Yeah, of course he's going to talk about First Amendment, freedom of the press. And they're taking his ID, they're crumpling up, they're spitting on his face. They're like, I bet your finger looks pretty good with a butthole in it. I did that completely backwards.
Yes. You did.
My old age.
Nuts for butts today,
dude. My old age is not going to be kind to me.
Yeah, it's true.
All these
Your young age
reversing of
wasn't.
phrases is going to be fucking atrocious.
So yeah, they just basically kindly threaten Tucker.
Yes.
And he scurries off.
He's still doing like his southern drawl at this time too. Why don't y'all believe in the freedom of press? I guess I'll see my way out.
I'm free to press your face. And he just face palms Tucker, throws him out. He goes back to Laura, and she's like, oh my God, I'm stuck with you again. Sexual tension, this fucking cock smug pussy fuck battling it out.
Right. I told, I don't think she told the president. Did we get the name drop of Bunsen yet?
Senator Bunsen?
Senator Bunsen, because he is the lead of
he's
security.
I thought he was. No, Fitzroy's the head of Secret Service.
No, there's a discrepancy there.
I thought Bunsen was like the chief of staff for
That's what
the president.
it is. That's what it is.
Okay.
And so supposedly he has some say in the matter, but ultimately it falls to Fitzroy. Because Bunsen eventually in this movie, just to give people a little heads up, does try to play a little power move here.
So, yeah, she's pissed off. She's stuck with him. And he's like, that's funny. I was hoping to replace you in 4 years. Because he still believes in democracy.
Exactly. So this is like saying, hey, we'll meet you guys next year in the playoffs. Like, he's not fucking going crazy. He's not saying, yeah, your Celtics Magic won you that fucking championship. He's just like, next year you guys are going to get your ass.
And he gives Charlotte a little subtle low five. Cut to the next morning.
By the way, everybody, I just wanted to be clear. Charlie's my favorite character in this movie. I thought she was awesome.
Speaking of Charlie, she bursts into Killy's flophouse apartment. Laura, she's fucking flown the coop.
Right. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And okay.
She's going back to Cali. He's like, I don't think so.
Here's one of the reasons I love.
If you were older, you'd get that reference.
Going back to Cali?
I don't
Are you
think
talking about
so.
fucking Biggie Smalls?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about LL Cool J.
Oh.
I don't think so.
What is that about LL Cool J?
Going back the song.
Oh,
going back to Cali.
Oh, okay.
Cali. I'm going back to Cali. I don't think so.
So, what I was going to do before Murray educated me is you saw Charlie
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee, LL. Ladies love Cool J. LL Cool J.
Iron Maiden's not in the Rock and Roll Hall.
No, not at all, but LL Cool J is. Who's done fuck all of nothing in music.
You notice when Charlie comes in with her fucking pink overcoat, like straight up pink,
80s.
legally blonde pink overcoat. She's coming in. She's so excited because she gets to wake her love. She gets to wake Charlie. God damn it! I did it again. Killy. Charlie Bronson. Fuck you. Killy. Killy wears full-on sleeve pant pajamas with fucking eye blockers. There is no body shown there. And I just thought that was funny because she's thinking I might get to see my man's dick.
The Branchlong.
The Branchlong.
No.
He's not even going to pitch it to
He's a total cock tease. A cunt tease, I should say.
Yeah, he's ice cold.
Yeah.
Ice cold at all times. Everything's dry.
Cool as a cucumber.
That's right. Unlike a
so
cucumber.
they rush out. They get on Marine One, which is the president's helicopter, and they're going to intercept our first lady, who is getting on her little Learjet.
That's right.
Yeah, that's so fast. Fitzroy's even there, and she's like,
No. Fitzroy's on the phone.
She's going back to Cali, bro. You got to stop this.
Yep. It looked like they had wicker chairs for pilot seats here, but it was just the meshwork on the seat. So this is Kelly just takes the call from Fitzroy, and he's like, hey, this bitch, she's going to Cali, and guess what? It's been approved. I have no other choice. You got to go to Cali. I hope you pack some laundry.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. You know,
that was her.
Half of Fitzroy's lines were just mumbling. I didn't know what the fuck he was saying.
Right. Well,
he's
also
mumbling in that Kleenex all
I was
going
to say, he either had a Kleenex to his face or he had a fucking thing up his nose, but this is Laura talking.
Talking about Laura, who does not know her place. She is in the co-pilot seat. Yes. That's how not knowing her place. It's like, I could fly this.
No, don't worry. It gets worse in a second here. So, yeah, Charlie, God damn it. Killy gets on an oh boy, and Laura pipes up, oh boy, what?
Oh boy, I wish you were Nancy.
God, with the fucking Nancy Reagan. God.
So we take off, and we learn that Laura is going to California to get on her daddy's yacht. She's a rich girl. And
they're going to go out to the Catalina.
Which I popped for that because on the dating game, because it's such a cheap-ass show, the prize was always a trip to Catalina, which is like islands that are like just off the coast of like L.A.
Yeah,
it's
not Acapulco or something.
Yeah, nothing cool, you know.
Acapulco is cool to you?
Cooler than fucking Catalina Island.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I got a pop for me. And she radios ahead to her Captain Cappy, of course. Right. And he's like, hey, we're getting ready. We're scraping the barnacles off it. It's going to be ready when you fly right in.
My best guy right now is going down to
I got a barnacle guy. He's the best in the biz.
Best in the biz. And we get to see this barnacle boy. And not that barnacle boy, SpongeBob fans.
Oh, I didn't even know that was it.
Yeah, I know. I just realized
He surreptitiously, meaning right out in the open, big ass, he's chewing a wad of C4 to get it nice and smooth. And did you notice this? He put on a timer that counted up, not down.
Yes, I did.
I don't know what the fuck that's about.
I loved it. I love that detail. And I am honestly shocked they wasted this whole idea of chewing C4 for this movie. Think about all the stupid action canon movies where they could have had somebody like a William Smith chewing a large cheek of C4 and sticking it on like a kid's slice of pizza or something and blowing up in his face. They wasted it in this movie.
I mean, we're on a canon budget, so I understand, but I was offended by how rinky-dink this plane was. First of all, you know it never left the ground. They were just filming everything on the ground.
Yes.
But it just seemed chintzy. Like, there's no way the fucking first lady would be flying on this hunk of shit.
Well, I mean, Nancy would
what
have
was
a
up
full
with the bathroom? It had beaded door? Like, what the fuck was going on here?
Oh, my God, yes, that's right. There was that scene where it's like, okay, so... we got Laura obviously co-piloting, and she decides like, oh, you know what? It's hitting me. I gotta take a shit. I got the coffee shits. So she's getting ready to head back towards the toilet, the latrine, as they call it in a plane.
The
loo. And she notices Charlie, actually Charlie, sitting there, not Charlie Bronson. And she says to her, why don't you go sit in the co-pilot seat? Maybe you can learn how to fly. And Char snaps back with, bitch, I already know how to fly. I'm fucking CIA. I'm Fed. I'm
Secret Service.
Secret Service. I know a yoke from a yoke. That's a pilot joke, Murray.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, you've never flown.
So she is like, well, I got to drop a deuce. So she rips open the door. We see our man Killy reading the paper on the toilet, but he was just sitting there because his pants were on.
Yes, they were.
I guess there was no room, so he had to sit in the fucking shitter.
Here's the thing. I will give him this.
You know what he was doing?
What was he
taking
doing?
Dick pics and putting it on his OnlyFans.
You think so? I
Yeah.
think what he was doing was he's putting weights on his dick because he feels like his dick's not long enough.
What are you talking about? We're talking about Killy here.
I know we're talking about kill. You're talking. I guess if he's showing off, he's feeling pretty good about it. So yeah.
He's got 10 inches of midnight
Yeah.
back in there.
Yeah.
So she is like.
That one. It took a minute to hit me. Yeah.
By the way, if you went over about 10 inches of midnight, Death Wish 3,
That's-
my highest achievement.
Yeah.
10 inches of midnight.
Some people say we peaked. I say there's a few more inches on that fucking midnight.
So she's trying to embarrass him. He's like, not so fast. I got my pants on.
Yeah.
Who's embarrassing who? So they land. And now she's starting. She got to see a little bit of the Bronson. She saw a glimpse, a shadow of it. And she's.
I don't know how, but she saw it.
She wants it because it was hanging out the fucking bottom of his pants. And she's like. Maybe that was probably his balls, though, at this point. But she's like, she wants to get to know him because we're like, I don't know how Arizona came up, but we learned that he grew up in Arizona.
Yeah,
his father was a famous Western author.
That's what it was. He started talking about his dad, and he was like, "Do you like Arizona literature? My dad was famous for it."
She's like, I know that guy.
Your dad was the Jack Killian? Yeah.
And he's from Tombstone. And she's like, I've heard of that place. We're bonding. We're becoming. The ice is melting.
Right. I will say, almost like gorgeous Jimmy Garvin, she is constantly brushing out that flowing, whatever you call that hair. What do you call that hair, Murray?
I don't
Mom hair?
Yeah, mom hair.
She's just
80s mom hair.
And that's getting heat. Just like how Precious would always fluff out Jimmy's hair, she's always fluffing it out. It irritates.
So we make it to the marina, and the boat's coming in the dock, and she's ready to just leap right on.
She started to take off her jacket and everything. He's like, "Your first lady, please."
Whoa. Calm down, madam.
We don't even have.
Don't call me ma'am.
Oh yeah, ma'am was a big joke in this movie.
It's like that. We're not getting anywhere near that boat until we get it inspected. A full inspection from fucking keel the other part of a boat. I don't know.
Starboard?
From bow to stern.
There we go.
There you go.
And she's like,
that could take hours.
Ma'am, excuse me, Majesty. So we start throwing around the M words just to fuck with her. Majesty, that could take days.
And she's like, harumph, my daddy'll want to be so mad at you. And so as there's arguing, boom!
Yeah,
the fucking
they head inside to this like giant palatial mansion boathouse.
They're probably about 300 yards from the boat.
Yeah.
But the concussive force of that C4, that just wad, that size of a baseball.
Yes.
Blows the windows out of this fucking room.
Right.
Blows them down. He lands on top of her. We got to have this scene where, like, you know, the guy's on top of the girl, and they hate each other, but they really love each other.
That's right.
You know, and he's...
Again, she's feeling that Bronson from, like, the small of her back down to her ankle. So, of course, she's like, what the fuck? Is this guy carrying a shotgun, or is that his cock gun?
Is that a bazooka in your pocket? Which there is later on.
Guys, of course, it's a canon movie.
I think you're the target of... He looks right into the screen. Assassination. And he gets on the horn with fucking Fitzroy, and there's like, don't worry, the vice president happens to be in town. Hop on Air Force 2. Get the fuck back here to D.C.
And so they do they take, because this kind of goes back and forth, do they take Laura back with them?
Yes, that's the whole point. Get her back to D.C.
That's right, they do take her back. Okay. All right, so we're cutting back to, we're D.C. It's been a long day of flying back over. They just flew in. Now they're flying back. And they're back at the White House, getting into Charlie's Oldsmobile, two-door Oldsmobile, red, California plates for some reason, in D.C.
Yeah.
Just to remind everybody where we're at. And, of course, Killy does not do any driving anymore. Right. You know, he's 66.
It's beneath him.
So he gets back. He throws his head against the headrest. Oh, boy.
She's like, hey, your place or mine, boss.
I got a great idea. Your place or mine?
And then he's just like, blows a little wisp of cock smog out. Yours. And she just had an orgasm just hearing that yours.
And this actress who has no age, weight, measurements, turn-ons, turns off on the internet. Really? Fucking really? She leans in. She's grabbing his stick shift. She's fucking kissing his cheek. Are you kidding me? She's pulling his little fucking mustache.
Calm down, Grasshopper. You need to conserve your energy. And he pats her on the head, and we just, thankfully, because Charles is a gentleman, we do not get the sex scene. We get the after-sex OJ scene.
All we know is he said, swerve by and pick me up a Crave case before.
We know that they fucked because Keely's putting his tie on. The next thing we see, that's the international symbol of I just fucked somebody.
Yeah.
And they're having, as we all have, our after-sex OJ. Because why?
This is supposed to be the next morning.
Yeah, they fucked all night.
All night. They're having their sparkling orange juice. It's carbonated.
Why are they having OJ, Griff? Because it's vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
What does the C stand for, Griff?
Cock.
Chi.
Oh, chi.
He's replenishing his chi.
That makes sense. She is still wearing what is like her slutty Oriental outfit.
Yeah, it's a dragon lady kind of dress.
And he's just like, whoa, lady, let's not use any smutty words like penis and vagina at this point. We did all that last night. We're going to forget about it.
She like inches up her little dragon lady robe.
Yeah, because she's just like, I just gave you the best night of your life.
Whoa, Grasshopper. Put that away.
Yeah.
That's not what you said last night. She does the fucking Z snap. And then she's like, hey, let's get serious for a minute. When are you going to move in? Classic broad. He's like, I just got out of a marriage.
Right. But, man, it always works out for Kelly. He should have popped a Mentos during this scene because the phone rings and Charlie has to go answer it.
It's Tyler, louder milk and cheese and
louder milk,
louder mac and cheese. And he's like, "Hey, you were right. It was a bomb on that boat."
Oh, that's it. That's all he's got. Details.
No, and a mysterious barnacle scraper named Pritchard Young, who's a known associate of Reno Brackett, was seen scraping barnacles.
Oh, okay. So of course our duo, have to go back to the office. And Char, as they arrive, she's flirting. I want another night of that shit. And he's like, oh, you want doubles? You want seconds? And she's like, yeah, I mean, how much better could things get? Maybe after marriage they'll get a little better.
Whoa, little lady. Who said anything about marriage?
And of course she does a haram. Where else are you going to find a 40 or younger piece of sweet ass?
And just as it's about to get intense, Fitzroy rolls right in. Hey, Chief of Staff Bronson needs to see you. ASAP. So I guess we're going to have to put a pin in this conversation, little lady.
Chief of Staff Senator Bunsen.
So we meet Senator Bunsen, played by Michael Ansara, who was famous. He always played Klingons on Star Trek. Mm-hmm. He was married to Barbara Eden of I Dream of Jeannie fame.
He plays a great politician. I give him that.
They do though. He's a senator from Hawaii, so we get a little aloha back and forth.
Oh, that's what was happening. Thank you. I missed that. Okay. But of course, they're gonna just kind of bro down. Man, that Laura, she's kind of a bitch, isn't she? Yes, she is. I mean, she's no Nancy, that's for sure. That's my Bronson, by the way, people. I'm so sorry.
He's like, I think she's a target for assassination.
What? No, sir. I've wanted to kill her. I've joked about killing the bitch. But no, she can't be a target. It's got to be you.
It's got to be you. You're dangerous. Because we know that Killy had stopped Brackett in Libya with Delta Force. Him, Lee Marvin, Chuck Norris, and Steve James shut it down.
Correct.
So Jay goes back to his office where Charlie's there, and we learn that he has a coded system with Tyler.
Right.
She's like, hey, there was this message that says 89716. And he's like,
100.
And he does does adjust his tie. He's like, that's a code. 897. What does that mean to you? She's like, I don't know. That says many steps are in the Washington Monument.
That's right.
And 1600? Well, that's 1600 hours, 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Why did you have to adapt such a code system with Tyler Lauder cheese and mac and milk?
In case there's some leaks, we need to,
Well, his reasoning for it was, my wife. When I was going through divorce, I had to have secret codes that I couldn't have her knowing. That bitch! She got all your money through alimony, right? No. She drained our bank accounts before we signed the paperwork. That was just like a send-off line in this movie.
I'm going to go hit the hay, little girl.
Can I join you?
No, you can't. Next morning, Fitzroy has the entire crew. Kelly's bitching 'cause he was going to take the week off. And no, this is serious. We're calling you in.
Bunsen gave him the week off. We need you to protect Laura, but you guys obviously need some time apart.
This is the most canon scene in this fucking movie.
1,000,000%. By the way, every one of these interiors is claustrophobic as fuck.
Yes.
All these office buildings, these White House meeting rooms are so small.
There are a lot of like small rooms in the White House.
Yeah.
Because the house was made obviously in the 1800s.
Oh, you know what? You're right about that. That's true. But yeah, so Bunsen gave him time off. Fitzroy was like, fuck you, you got time off.
My best agent, dude.
Yeah. Like, look, that motherfucker is not your superior. I am. You're going to be at the office tomorrow, 8 a.m. for a meeting.
So we heard some news, some bad news. A security tower, which of course is loaded with bazookas, as every security tower is in Washington, D.C. 4 rockets were stolen last night.
4, Murray.
And we think Reno Bracken is involved with this.
Well,
so
how are we going to catch them unless we develop some kind of new detection technology?
Well, yeah, then Kelly busting. How about ammonia guns? And like, that's brilliant, Kelly.
What the fuck does ammonia have to do with anything? See, this is just a naysayer in the office room here, people.
Well, of course, everyone knows that only monkeys and human beings emit ammonia when they sweat.
That's right.
So we'll be able to track him because he's going to be sweating because he knows I'm on his tail.
Not only can we track him, we can track him from a distance. Apparently, the ammonia. I know this is so. But again,
you know what? I'm gonna look it up. It's probably like, oh my god, this is fucking real. What the fuck?
I mean,
ammonia guns.
The guy who wrote this movie loves Nancy Reagan, so I mean, he probably does like to latch onto like an inch of truth and stretch it to this limit.
So we, like I said, Laura never listens. She's ready to go out, have another press conference somewhere. So she's in Marine One, the chopper. She gets intercepted by Jay, Kelly.
Right.
Someone's trying to shoot you out of the air. We're driving you.
Yeah.
So
this is, I think, when she was trying to go back to Wyoming now.
Okay.
So she's getting on that whatever helicopter to get out there.
Marine One.
Marine One. Thank you. I'm so sorry.
And she's like, harumph. No one's trying to kill me. Everyone loves me. What are you talking about? And it's like, everybody loves Nancy. I don't know who you're talking about. So you get in the car.
Well, they let her fly out. Because Bronson has told us, Kelly has told us, I have a plan. And so she flies out. And as she's flying out, we cut over to an audience of people, some faces we recognize that I won't use in the podcast because it might give it away, nodding in approval like, oh, yeah, we saw her take off in Marine One. So the fleet follows along, and they make them land in the middle, like 2 hours out. Yeah, in the middle of a field.
They pick her up. They're going to drive her. And she is so pissed off. She's going to fucking drive to fucking Wyoming.
That's right. That's a long fucking distance.
She's in the back seat with Charlie and Kelly. And she's like, how can you stand this fucking beast?
Oh, and Charlie starts like hiking up her skirt. She's like, I have a strong stomach. She's looking over at Kelly, winking at him like, oh my God, come on. Right in front of this broad. Right in front of the first lady. Fuck.
And then all of a sudden, Fitzroy busts in. We got ammonia trace. Do they have
we can't even keep calm about that because it's so fucking stupid.
So everyone has their own signature ammonia. Like, how do they?
predators.
Yeah, there's human. Yeah, we're in a fucking world with human beings that sweat.
Oh my God!
How are they focusing?
Is that one of the Predator technologies?
Of course.
Because 1987 was the year of the Predator.
Right, yeah, of course.
And this is early in 1987. Oh my God! I feel like that's where they got the technology from. I just got a stitch. Ow!
And sure enough, because they're getting it from a barn, and so they're going to go and investigate. And sure enough, a rocket launches right at the chopper they just dropped off Laura.
Right.
And it's being shot by Pritchard Young, the associate of Bracken.
Okay. And so now, of course, we're getting all the action happening. Bronson's got to get his car to pull over so he can chase down the guy.
There happens to be a dirt bike there. He jumps on a dirt bike with a fucking bazooka on his shoulder.
Oh yeah. So he runs up to
two bazookas.
He runs up to the barn and he sees the guy who fired the rocket at the helicopter, Marine One, run into the barn. So it just so happens that Killy has a rocket launcher himself, shoots it into the barn. We get a giant explosion.
I love that.
It was beautiful.
And because it was beautiful because as it blows up, the Pritchard on his bike shoots out of the barn in the back.
That's right. And, you think that Killy will switch his weapon of choice, get a rifle, get something with a few extra shots in it. No. He starts lining up a rocket shot. Probably not the weapon for this.
By the way, people, we need more bazookas in modern movies. When's the last time you saw a bazooka in a movie in the past 20 years?
I couldn't tell you.
Never.
John Wick?
I want more Uzis, and I want more bazookas.
You're going to get your fucking fill of Uzis in this movie. I'll tell you that much, friends.
Because it's a canon movie. They know what we want to see.
Look, I want a rocket launcher, and that's easier to put in a movie than it is to be my next ask. I'm so sorry. Enunciating is difficult today. Winking. This movie rarely winks at the goddamn camera. I just can't stand it. And this is why I'm not excited to go see fucking Furiosa, because it's going to be Chris Hemsworth, one of the 4 Chris's of the apocalypse, people, winking at us the entire time.
With a fake nose.
I'm not.
So Laura is finally getting it. She's like, maybe someone is trying to kill me. So she thanks Jay. And then she gets on her fucking car.
Yeah, she drives in a different car because she will not drive with Killy anymore.
And Charlie is... Killy... All women love Killian. Even your dog was in love with fucking Killian if you were watching it today. Staring at Charles Bronson.
Yeah. Obviously, people won't care about that.
So he's used to it, so he doesn't pick up the cues, but Charlie does. She's like, that's my property. So she is feeling nervous as fuck.
Yeah. Are you getting turned on by that bimbo?
She may be a kleptomaniac. She may be a nymphomaniac. But she ain't no Nancy, and she certainly ain't no bimbo.
Are your salmon swimming upstream?
And he pats her on the head, grasshopper.
And then there's a little walkie-talkie on the fucking dashboard. Killy, just so you don't get the last word, thank you again.
She called him Killy, Griff. It's the fucking ice is melting.
Guys, again, this is a stupid fucking movie, but they get all the little dumb details right. That's what we can't do anymore. Everything's got to be stupider and bigger.
We're back in D.C. We're at the Flophouse Hotel where Killian's living. And we're seeing there's a bomb situation going on. Young Tucker Carlson, throat slashed, sitting in a chair.
Yep.
And we have the bomb squad there, and they're like, "You're right, Killy. He was sitting on a bomb. We defused it. It's okay. You can come in now." And Fitzroy's like, "Killy, you're the target. It can't be the fucking first lady. I want you. You're off the fucking first lady thing. You're going to be watching your personal secretary, Polly Sims, instead."
Right. So, now we're cutting over to a museum where we see Killy watching Polly Sims walk into the museum.
Right. Dropping off an inaugural ball dress, which is what we do for the museum.
Right.
Every first lady does it.
Killy explains this in an exposition dump.
Yeah.
And so he sends Charlie in, because it's a woman, Keep an eye on her inside because she's going to go to the ladies' room because you ladies, as you know, science, you pee every 30 minutes.
Right, yeah.
So she's got to go pee. So just keep an eye on her.
So he's watching like a hawk, like a Golan-Globus theater host. And he sees, I recognize that cop. It's fucking Pritchard Young, dude.
Oh, is this the minivan? Is this where we first see the fucking minivan?
Yeah.
Because he pulls up with a minivan written out in Sharpie as police. Motherfucker.
Charlie reports back. She's like, Polly disappeared, but she left a bag behind in the bathroom. Is it a bomb? Another bomb?
Very interesting. Go back in and wait. She might have been taking a double-decker.
The next scene. What is going on?
I wish I
was offended by, was it dancing? What do you call what Polly was doing as she comes out of the museum?
It's clearly a nod to Heather Locklear and PJ Tucker.
PJ Hooker. No, I think it was a nod to, you're not going to get this reference.
Okay.
Silver Streak, starring Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, where Gene Wilder, they were like being wanted by somebody.
Okay.
So Gene Wilder puts you couldn't. They probably erased this from the internet because Gene Wilder put shoe polish on his face.
Yeah.
Disguised himself as a black man because he had curly hair, and he comes out with a transistor radio to his ear and does a black guy dance like to try to distract people.
Yeah.
This was Jill Ireland
doing David Boone.
Yeah, doing an homage.
Yeah.
Because she comes out with a curly hair, which she's dressed like Polly.
Yeah. Curly hair, coonskin hat, fringe fuck.
Fringe the fuck. With a little transistor radio to her ear, and she's doing an approximation of dancing.
Oh, my God. And she even had the high boots with the fringe on them. And, guys, this is not even going to be our last mention of fringe fucks in this movie, which the other fringe fucks we're going to talk about are fringe natives.
So, of course, Killy smells a rat. There's something rotten. Call back to the beginning of this episode.
Something about this woman or this person stood out.
If she gets in a car, takes off, he follows. And our villain, Pritchard Young, follows him.
Right. Oh, yeah, this is definitely the minivan stuff.
She stops at a gas station. She's got to take a real deuce now.
Right. And
or was it 30 minutes later? She got to pee?
30 minutes later. Oh. Murray, this is a microwave timing movie. Canon, for all of our admonishment of just how bad they are about things, they have their timing down. So, of course, 30 minutes down the road, she had already taken off her wig. She's basically showing off for Killy. She knows Killy's following her. We, as the audience, are ignorant to it at the moment. But as we arrive at the gas station, she's looking at him with her natural, and she's combing her hair back out, too.
Right. Teasing it up.
Yeah.
And she's like, Killy, they're trying to kill me. I need your help. I need to disappear. All right. Let's go to a hotel and...
Right. She even calls out, I knew you were going to be reassigned to Polly. Polly
want a cracker.
Yeah. I knew you were going to be reassigned to Polly, so I had to go undercover as Polly because I need you to help me escape. And he's like, well, you're the first lady. What do I do but help you out?
He cares about America first.
We see our minivan cop, Pritchard.
Yeah.
He's getting his minivan worked on. And he kind of reminded me of Hollywood cop guy because he had that
he was
blonde, curly hair. Very creepy looking.
So they stop at a motel for the night, and she's like, all right, I want you to go in and rent one room. Whoa, lady. I don't dip my pen in the company ink.
There's this business, and then there's that business.
No hanky-panky for me.
Sir, did you think I was coming on to you? It will look better if we're a married couple going in.
That's I never thought of that.
I never thought. So, Bronson's played this one. He's like, I'm finally going to fuck the first lady. He's a divorced man.
Yeah.
He's a divorced
Play
man.
ball.
That's right. He can play ball. So.
He agrees to help her.
Right.
But he's like, you ever thought maybe the president wants you dead? Why would the president want me? He loves me. He worships me. And he's like, all right, but here's one condition. You are not to tell anybody where you are, and you have to follow my orders at all times.
And she agrees to that. And have you ever used a firearm before? because I got a little something, a little tweet for you. And he lifts up his leg, and he pulls out a little Derringer.
And he's like, what are we going to do about money? And she's like, don't worry about that. I already got $25,000 in traveler's checks. This is how old this fucking traveler's checks.
But wait a minute. Traveler's checks in
your
the first lady's name?
Oh, you think I'm that silly? Of course I got it in my maiden name. It's like, and he's like respecting it. I was like, you know what you're doing.
You actually
here.
thought this out a little bit. Here's the problem, Murray. Did you survey this hotel room?
I did not.
They're a married, quote unquote, audience. Married couple going in this room. What size bed was she on?
It didn't look that big.
It was a twin size bed for a married couple. There was no room for a second bed. Not a very good disguise.
Not a very good motel.
Not a very. Although it looked classy as fuck. Lots of presidential photos all over the place.
So he gives her the Derringer just in case. This is for protection. And then he's like, I'm going to go out. He can trust only two people he can trust because he knows there's a leak somewhere. I can trust Charlie. I can trust Tyler. So he goes out to call Charlie. And what's Charlie doing, Griff? She's doing what a sexy woman does. She's sitting at home by herself in her lingerie eating strawberries.
Murray, I laserdisced this movie. I had to have it imported from fucking Portugal. I didn't know that was the only place they pressed this into a fucking laserdisc. But I have a guy. We have a contact over there in Portugal. So I have this on laserdisc. Guys, I want you to hear this audio. I didn't think it went back this far. I didn't think you could follow the Bluey down a hole this far. But it blew my mind, let's just say.
It makes sense that it's Portugal because bestiality is illegal in Portugal.
Hello?
Oh, Charlie, don't have a hell of a lot to tell you. I'll call you again Thursday, 897-10.
Roger that information. 897-10. But don't hang up on me.
Oh, I need to sit down.
Damn you.
Where's my vitamin E cream? I better clean that up.
All right, Murray. So we heard that audio. And what is she sitting in bed?
What?
Well, we got Charlie sitting in bed.
Yeah, I just said she's eating strawberries.
Oh, yeah, in her lingerie.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, you already built it up.
You got too wrapped up in the Bluey aspect of it.
Oh, well, I had to make sure I got my bit right.
Yeah, she's doing what every woman does, I assume.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm not fucking a woman, I'm assuming she's thinking about me fucking her and eating strawberries at the same time.
Look, we've watched enough fucking Seagal movies to know that people stop whatever they're doing unless they're the love interest of Seagal, in which case they're in lingerie waiting for him to call on them.
Right.
And, of course, he'll be there with a sheet over himself.
So he gives them the deets she needs, 897-10, and hangs up. And we know what that means.
Please don't hang up. I need you. She's like, I don't want this shit. I want your vibrations in my pussy tonight.
And they click back to him, and he's just got a smirk on his face. Like, he's just playing her like a violin. He's
Dude,
just like...
Yeah, never mind. Let's go.
So he goes out to get some ice. You know, it's at a hotel.
Yeah.
And he notices Pritchard. And he goes, like, fuck, we got to get out of here. So he runs back to Laura. Let's get out of here.
Right. And sure enough, Pritchard shows up, starts shooting up the fucking...
Yeah. Did he have an Uzi? I think it was a machine.
It was not an Uzi. It was a long rifle.
Yeah.
Starts shooting it up, chases Laura, runs out to the back window where he sees Laura running off into the distance. So he sticks the rifle out, and he's taking his time lining up his shot when suddenly underneath the window, out of the camera frame, Achilles' hand reaches up, grabs the fucking rifle, flips the guy because he's holding on to it, pulls the rifle out of his hands, and shoots him dead.
Kills him. And she comes back, and she's like, I've never seen a man kill a man before. It's kind of getting me hot. Oh, calm down, ma'am. Don't call me ma'am. All right, next morning, they're at a bus station, and they're on the bus. And we learn that he calls up Charlie first because she's at the Washington Monument. We got the codes out. It's 10 in the morning. He tells her that they're on the run, and that he paid a guy to return the car that
$100. It's gonna be at the Watergate Hotel.
Are you trying to melt that iceberg, Charlie? Consider who it is. She's 10 years younger than me. That's way too old for me.
All right. So an old lady, while they're riding on the bus, Laura completely passed out there, still fluffing her hair in her sleep. Yeah. And this old lady turns, she's like, Sir, your wife looks like the first lady.
I get that all the time.
Her head is already too big. Do not tell her that.
All right, where's the last place you think someone who has class like the first lady would be?
The mountains of Kokomo, Indiana.
Kokomo, Indiana.
There is so many mountains in this part of Indiana.
Oh, I want to take you to Bermuda.
Kokomo.
Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we take you down to Kokomo?
Indiana.
We'll get there fast and we will slit our throats because we're in Indiana. And so we get the traveler checks and we buy some Harleys because we're proud Americans, damn it.
Right. How much did you say you got these Harleys for, Killy? $6,000, ma'am. That hardly seems like a deal. Did you even read the art of the deal?
I don't know.
I don't know either. You know what? A motorcycle, ma'am, is the last thing they would ever expect you on.
And hey, she's got her motorcycle license because she drives off with them.
Yeah.
So they stop at another hotel. Night comes, and she's getting a little role playing now, dude. She's got the wigs out.
She's got the red wig out, which didn't look like the red wig.
Yeah, I know, but we know redheads are freaks.
That's right.
So, yeah.
Oh, you look like a little orphan Annie tonight.
Yeah, she's how do I look, Killy? You look like a little orphan Annie, but you look good even in Medusa's.
Well,
snakes.
she comes back with, why are you so rude to me? You think you would show me a little class?
And this is the game he plays. Hot and cold, hot and
Hot
cold.
and cold. So he's giving her.
Yeah, he's giving her a little heat now.
Yeah.
He chilled her out.
Yeah.
He's like, well, if I'm being honest, you look even good in Medusa's snakes.
Why? Thank you. Why have you been putting the moves on me this whole fucking trip?
Whoa. I'm a man of honor. When the sign says keep off the grass, I keep off the grass.
Now, why don't you tell me a little bit more about your husband?
Why was young Tucker Carlson killed? For just simply asking a question. And we learned that the president was a war hero, but he lost his dick in a plane crash. He could have landed on some innocent people, but he flew the plane, losing his dick in the process.
Guys, we all know this scenario. It's all been played out before. We won't detail it because that's boring. But yes, instead of flying into people, he lost his dick.
Right.
And managed.
There's no way. I'd never vote for a guy without a dick. And
a president of the United States without a penis?
Yeah.
Fucking barf.
Right. Or balls. You gotta have balls to be the president.
Oh, well, don't they say ladies have balls in them?
What?
I don't know how chromosomes work. I'm not a scientist.
No.
If anybody,
no, women don't have balls in them.
I thought. Oh,
no.
You know what?
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know if there's anyone who can say they do. Let us know. I'm under the impression women do not have balls inside them. So. Where were we? Okay, so he lost his dick. So she was basically a friend of President Cal, and she agreed because he knew there's no way he could win the presidency, even being a war hero, without having a dick and balls.
Right.
So she's like, I'll pretend to be, we'll have an arranged marriage.
We're all college friends. We fucked once or twice when he had a dick. But, I thought I'd throw him a bone since he was missing his bone.
And she's like, right. And then we agreed we could do whatever we wanted. It was an open marriage because I have my needs, Right. She's like, I have my needs. Wink, wink.
Right. We decide, I could either go along for the ride. It would be fun. I get dressed up. I could kiss him on the cheek here and there. No problem.
It just shows how far we've sunk or come since 35 years ago.
Wait, we're coming?
In the true sense of the word, not the pornographic sense of the word. And that 35 years ago, he says it. That's it. He can't get reelected if he got divorced. That was a real thing back then. Right. But if he was a widow, everyone would love him.
Well,
he'd win in a landslide. So he is trying to kill you.
the Trumpists are still convinced that Melania likes Donald Trump. Not even saying we don't even have to use any of those exaggerated words. Melania doesn't want anything to do with Trump, and yet the Trumpists are still like, she's the greatest first lady of all time. They're so in love.
Next morning, they ride out, and a truck driven by Reno Bracken is chasing them. And he's got the Uzi out, and he's firing. We can clearly see he's just in a car, stable car. Someone's shaking the car. Didn't he look like a guy who really knows how to use firearms? He's just like, ugh.
It was sideways half the time. It was cocked all over the place. Like this was the most laziest cannon scene ever. We're on train tracks. We're riding their motorcycles along train tracks of this grassiest.
Reno is on the tracks.
Yeah.
They're riding on the side of the track.
His truck is like positioned over the train tracks, so if he turned either way, he would be caught up in the middle of them. And he's driving around, just taking pot shots at them.
This is the most cannoning.
It's
I love
so
the cannon.
stupid.
God, we could. I wish we could. Just we can never recreate this era.
No.
But yeah, okay. So
we
they're
do that
driving.
in real life with like East Palestine and stuff now.
They're driving. The train is coming. It's just an engine. It's not like a whole train.
Yeah.
And there's a bridge, and they drive down the bridge and get on the other side.
Right.
So Reno has like literally days to get out of the way. I love the acting. He's literally going left, right. He's like fucking with the.
They're trying to show us that the car finally got the left side of the wheel alignment stuck on the train tracks. It couldn't get over that fucking 2-inch lip. It could not.
No, a pickup truck couldn't do that.
Yeah, with the fucking like 3-foot elevation, it couldn't get over.
So he's stuck on the tracks. He gets hit. Well, I think he does. No, he doesn't get hit. He veers off.
He does veer off.
And goes off a cliff into the ravine.
There is a tiny little ravine, maybe a 6-inch depth off this bridge and everything, which, of course, you need that for a train. He goes over.
It flips, lands on its top.
Right.
And explodes. Of course it will.
Oh, well, it's a Cannon movie.
And then Killy looks there. How did they find us?
That's so weird.
So they ditch the bikes in a field and decide to start walking. And they've come to a train station. And they get on the train.
They get a nice big old sleeper cabin, which, my God, they got the elevated roof sleeper cabin here because this thing was
this is the one room in the whole movie that's big.
Yeah,
it's on a train.
You know what? That's a good point. If you think about that, every other room is tiny. This cabin was fucking enormous. The step ladder they get out for her to get in the top bunk is a fucking 20-foot ladder.
And she has got her grandma nightgown on, like down to the fucking ankles.
Just fucking that hair up as always when this train hits a rough patch and she falls over into Bronson's lap. And they sit there for a minute. Like chaste teen lovers, they sit there for a minute, make eye contact, and then she shrieks out.
You jumped up like you landed on a snake.
Well, you just look so excited. I was disgusted. She fiddles with her hair a little more. Well, were you? Was I what? Were you excited?
It's like, no, I was just wondering how heavy you were.
Ah! Why are you so fucking rude? Ah! Just tell the truth for once.
No, like, could you lie just once?
Oh, yeah.
Don't tell
could
the
you
truth.
just lie just once?
I did. You weigh a ton. It's like, just fuck already. God damn it. Fuck her on the top bunk.
Oh, my God. Oh, so he goes, you think you're the top dog, so you can have the top bunk. And she crawls up there. She throws her fucking slippers. There's so many slipper shots in this fucking movie.
What? Were they... Did she have any luggage? Like, they were on the bike? I didn't see anything. Where is this clothing coming from?
I know, and these slippers show up in the last
Is there a shop
8
on the
scenes.
train that you can buy old grandma nightgowns and slippers?
Yes.
Well, I guess only old people want to travel by train anyway, so probably.
Yeah.
So they have another ice melting moment. He's like, Lara, was your father a fan of Dr. Zhivago? And she's like, no. There's the main love interest in Dr. Zhivago is named Lara.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, it's short for Laramie, because that's where I was born. Daddy was doing something in Laramie, Wyoming, and so that's my hometown. See, haven't you noticed my Laramie accent?
Well, you see what's happening. Charlie brought it up earlier. Are you trying to melt that iceberg? He's melting her. He's getting in.
His salmon are swimming upstream.
His salmon are swimming upstream. If you guys...
And we know we're rooting for Charlie here. We're on Team Charlie.
Yeah. I love Charlie. I want Charlie. You know, in every other movie, I'm just like, no, Bronson should not be hooking up with the 40-year younger woman. But in this movie, because Charlie is so keen on that Bronschlong, I'm rooting for Charlie. This is a fucking woman in her prime, and she's like, I want the Bronschlong. So, yeah, of course I'm cheering for her.
So they stop, and they notice Reno. He's alive.
Oh, yeah, they make an abrupt stop.
Yeah.
And they start freaking out. Why are we making an abrupt stop here?
And so we have a scene where they're like hiding in between cars, and we see Reno looking around, and he just misses.
Yeah, he looks out the window. They're hiding between cars and everything. And,
so they decide to hang out at this town. It's outside of Laramie. I don't think it's Laramie. I think it's just like a Wyoming
Yeah,
town.
it's supposed to be outside the town.
And then a chopper. Apparently, Reno has his own ammonia guns because he spots fucking what are our characters' name again? Killy and Lara. And his chopper.
Okay. I don't remember, because I remember them getting picked up by a truck. Where was the... I don't remember the
They get away from him. They get away from him.
Yeah.
But they
end up having to hitch down the road.
Well, first, he's like, where are they? Because he notices he sees the chopper. He's like, how the fuck do they keep catching up to us? And he's like, well, I've been calling Calvin the whole time. He is my husband after all.
Oh, okay.
And remember, Killy is positive the president is behind this.
Yeah. I mean, he's pitched it to us. It didn't make it to our notes banners, but he's pitched that whole idea.
So he's like,
Calvin's behind it.
We're going to hitchhike. So they hitchhike. When you pick up a smiling Bronson, that's even scarier than a scowling Bronson. He's like, this weird like grin on his face.
You know, you bring up a good point, because it almost seemed like a Simpsons bit to show smiling Bronson, charming Bronson.
It works because a tow truck stops.
That's right.
They get in, and that's where they meet Indian Joe. We get an Indian guy wearing war paint.
War paint. He had a question mark between his brows. He had a fucking bandana on. They could have got Richmond, Branscombe Richmond, to play this part, but they got this guy, and you know what? I love this guy. If you're gonna wear fringe and not be a fuck, you got to be native. Because I would say Indian Joe...
Well, you're not appropriating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Indian Joe did not look like a fringe fuck. And his daughter, whoever this woman was later that we're going to meet, she looked great too.
Yeah. So they're like trying some small talk. It's an awkward situation.
Huh.
Yeah, he's not answering or anything.
Huh.
And then I don't remember the conversation. Do you?
So
remember?
Laura takes over and goes, Mr. Indian Joe, is that an appropriate thing to say to you? Can you speak English? Oh, of course I speak English, you fucking honky. Are you kidding me? I don't just speak fucking English.
Yeah.
I speak Crow. I speak Appalachian. I speak Spanish. I speak French. The fuck's with you foreigners coming to my country only speaking English? Why don't you get cultured a little bit? Oh, I'm so sorry. Sir, I like your style. Why do you wear the getup if you are such a cultured man? Cultured? I wear it because of the gimmick. You understand the gimmick, sir. Your lady is fucking crazy.
And the gimmick is he's got Indian Joe's car lot, or used car salesman. Oh. So Laura, they stop at the car place. Why is Laura wanting to call? Who's she calling? I don't remember.
She's calling her fucking husband. Of course she is. Because
I thought he told her to stop doing that.
Yes, and of course she's going to do whatever she wants because she's a strong, independent Hillary Clinton.
Excuse me, ma'am. Your husband said I could use your phone.
Excuse me. The phone is outside. The shitter's right next to it. That kickapoo is not my husband.
Ain't my husband.
Where did kickapoo come from? Was that a word people said?
It's a fucking it's a tribe, the Kickapoos.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's on the phone. Jay's talking to Indian Joe, trying to be an Indian giver and get this dune buggy cheap. So
he's not trying to get it cheap.
Well,
he's just trying to get it.
How much would you like for it? $2,000, paleface.
Yeah.
All right, here. He's like, whoa, I'm used to you fucking guys trying to haggle me down here.
That's right.
You must be in some danger. Well,
Yeah.
how do you think that? Well, you didn't you took the price, the opening price. That's a piece of shit. It ain't worth $2,000.
Right. He's like, I could smell you guys. You could smell us? How could you smell us?
The ammonia coming off of you.
That's right. The ammonia.
See, that's the thing. People know. Indians, because they're closer to nature, they don't need ammonia guns. They can smell the ammonia coming off of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
All you white people, you all haggle. You did not haggle. So, I ripped you off. $2,000 is way too much, but you're going to pay it still. But I'm telling you, behind the scenes, I ripped you off right now. But because I like your style,
I will take your $2,000.
I will give you multiple license plates.
Yes.
And I will give you a head start. I don't understand. They're trying to do this whole thing where Bronson's cool with the natives, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
All right, back in D.C., we're in like a parking garage, and we see our assassin, Reno Bracken, and he's meeting up with what? Senator Bunsen. And Bunsen is pissed. Like, why haven't you finished the job? It's Killy, goddammit. I'm trying. Get things done.
Or I'm going to hire an assassin to kill you.
So now we're finally at Laramie with the Doom Buggy and made it. We got the little bandanas across her face and shit.
Oh, yeah. She had those fucking shades on.
We're at the homestead of the Craig family.
They do have to pull up to a little dock and take a boat across to her dad's place.
Right, his little seaside little chalet, if you will. And we meet her father, Royce, who's a big-time businessman. We can tell because he's got this luxurious fucking cabin.
He is, what do they call him? He's one of those people who's got the inside track on all the senators who, pays them off, essentially.
He pulls the strings.
I forget what they call him. There's a specific word, and I know it, but I'm forgetting it right now.
And they're telling him what they think's going on. And he's like, yeah, your husband's the stooge of fucking Bunsen. He's running the show.
My husband is not a stooge. There's no way he could be a stooge. Or no, it was Royce saying it. He was like, my son-in-law's not a stooge. There's no way. It was Bronson.
Oh, okay.
It was Bronson saying that, and he was just like, no, there's no way my son-in-law is
And
a
he's
stooge.
like, but doesn't it make sense because Bunsen has the real power.
Yeah.
He runs everything, and he wants more power, and he can't lose if it comes out that your son-in-law doesn't have a working dick.
And we all sit back and ponder that while we sip on our cocktails when you hear bam, 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 bam. What the fuck is that? Who's coming? Don't worry. It's my crew. Tile, Louder, Milk, and Cheese.
And Charlie.
And Charlie.
Charlie Chang. And they're like, they're going over, like working the whole plan out,
yeah,
putting the red strings together and all that shit.
We get a moment where Laura does explain to not Charlie, but Killy, Dad isn't so keen on the blacks or the Asians. Why do you think he lives in Wyoming?
He's like next door neighbors to what's his face, Vice President who shot the guy in the face. What was his name?
Dick Cheney.
Yeah, Dick Cheney. He's from Wyoming.
I did it. I did a thing.
And I think your sister Hageman.
Yeah. I think she's a Dakota. I thought.
I don't know.
She's not my sister. She's Auntie. Auntie
I
Hageman.
thought it was Wyoming.
You might be right.
Off in the distance, they're on a lake because where all rich people live on a lake. We see a fucking Mississippi steamboat. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Mississippi steam.
And then we see a Reno on a jet ski pulling a bus full of
bus. You said bus.
Excuse me, not bus. Boat.
Yes.
Full of boxes that say explosives on them.
U.S. military explosives,
which are the fucking most dangerous.
That's what we know. That must have been what that C4 chewing gum was.
Right. So Jay,
he lets it go. He rides the Ski-Doo up, lets it go, and the boat is just continuing straight.
Right.
Straight. Incredible. Especially with the Ski-Doo making waves next to it. It still just goes straight at them.
So Killy grabs an Uzi and jumps on a speedboat of his own.
They start firing back. A couple guys get killed.
It's one of the most lamest, boringest
It's so bad. It's so bad. Everybody, it is so bad. And so, yeah, Killy hands a pistol off to Tyler Mac and Cheese Child or Loudermilk, hands him a little pistol and says, cover me, jumps in with his Uzi. There is another boat. We watched a boat explode in half, and a different boat replace it that's fresh. Incredible. I don't know what's going on. Laserdisc, if you go frame by frame on this scene, it's absolute bullshit. Anyways, he gets in the boat, and now we're having the greatest action scene on the high seas.
They're just circling each other, shooting at each other.
At one point, it seems like Killy's got the shot on him. The guy ends up jumping his boat.
Yeah, well, you gotta have him do that.
You gotta have him do that. Then they shore up and run into the woods.
Reno, he knows he's outmatched. He can never beat Killy. So
Right.
he takes it off, goes to land. Killy follows him. So they're in a forest now. And they're hiding behind trees, shooting at each other.
That's right. And we see our guy, Killy, take a fall. We don't know if he got shot. He took a fall, though.
I think he's stepped on his nuts or something because he's grabbing his nuts. And he's just in a fetal position. He's pulling on, what was the fucking guy from Fire and Ice? Not Dark Wolf, but the blonde guy. Remember, he's always playing possum all the time?
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name. It's stupid. I remember that much.
Larn or something like that.
Tarn. I think it was Tarn.
Killy pulls a Tarn because finally, pussy ass Reno, he's on the ground clutching his balls. You know that's the most vulnerable you'll ever be when you get hit in the balls.
That's right. And you gotta stay.
Think about what women do when they get hit in their inner balls. How they feel.
That's right. I'm so sorry, everybody. I swear to God, I'm an idiot. That's all it is. I'm just an idiot. And so he's standing over,
lording it over,
because you gotta lord it over. You were saying since Libya,
yeah,
that he's been waiting to kill fucking Killy.
Right.
So of course he's got to lord over his kill.
And we say Killy's the perfect puppet master. He can play anyone. So he wants to get confirmation. He knows he's right, but he needs confirmation. So he's like, looks like Bunsen hired the right man. Because he wants to get that confirmation.
Yeah. This fucking right, Bunsen hired the right man. I killed you, and I'm going to spit on you, and I'm going to finger your butthole.
And then he's like, here's a little tweak for someone special. And he pulls out that tiny little gun. Pew! Blows his head off.
Which, by the way, is a line he told Laura at the hotel room. He told her, yeah, it may be small, but it'll blow someone's face off.
This next scene I fucking love. And it's because how abrupt it is. Because fucking Canon, when they promise a 90-minute movie, you get a 90-minute movie. This is the most abrupt fucking scene. Yep. Bunsen is on an elevator.
We do a cut to everybody.
One of those outside elevators, on the outside of a building, so there's a window.
That's right.
He walks out. Killy's waiting for him to arrest him.
Yep. And he's got a tone. Killy's got a tone with Bunsen. And Bunsen goes, don't you take that tone with me. Sir, I know what you did last summer. And Bunsen just makes a beeline for the elevator. And does Killy run after him?
Now he run after him. He tackles him through the fucking elevator, and we get a nice little fake dummy fall.
Beautiful fake dummy. Loved it. And we got closure there. We got the rat out of the Senate. There's only one. There's only ever one. Right. I don't know who's in the Senate today who would be the rat, but there's definitely one.
So there's our epilogue. Killy's walking out of the White House, and Laura's like, is it true? Is it true? Was it Bunsen? It was true. And he's like,
is it also true that you got reassigned? Everybody's telling me that you've been reassigned to the president. That's so cool.
No. The other rumor is true. I quit. And she's like, you can't quit. The America will crumble without you. And he's like, I actually got a job working for your pups. I'll see you in Tahoe, ma'am.
Ooh.
And then we gets in the car.
The Oldsmobile.
Charlie's got it running, and she's just like, are you done with that Tootsie? Oh, I'm done with those Tootsie Rolls, baby. I'm all yours.
No more googly eyes. Once we're married.
Nobody said anything about marriage. Dun, 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 dun.
Assassination, murder plots, people dying, explosions everywhere, buttholes fingered. And we end it with no more Tootsie Rolls, no more marriage.
Whatever that means.
I don't know. I love it. Bronson delivers the comedic lines like the best of them because he's got no humor in him.
Right. All right, there you have it. We went back to our roots with a Golan-Globus epic.
We might be going back to our roots of 12 listeners with that one, too.
Well, we're going to bring them back, Griff, because
How do you
June, Griff, what is June? It's the start of summer. The heat is on.
We're doing all Bugs Bunny cartoons. June Bugs.
No, it's hot, but it's going to get hotter, Griff.
What?
Because we are going back to something that was kind of popular for us. We're doing another sex thriller month, Griff.
Oh, shit. My dick is getting hard already.
Last year, you gave me shit. We were trying to give you art, auteurs, Brian De Palma, William Friedkin. And you're like, no, we want trash.
We want smut.
We want tits. We want ass.
We want Tootsie Rolls.
We want fucking. Well, we're going to fucking deliver this month because it's all sleazy, Skinamax level softcore porn for you. 4 weeks in a row. I've got two already set. The other two, I've been talking to the pervs I know in my life, both male and female. They've been giving me suggestions. I'm whittling it down.
We have a lot of perv whisperers in our ears.
We might not have the smartest fucking listeners. We might not have the best looking. We have the perviest.
Yes, they are sensual motherfuckers.
They like to fuck.
They miss the days of writing into the Hustlers and the Playboys.
Penthouse Forum.
It's turned into the Golan-Globus forum because we get these whispers, and you know what? I got to tell you, you guys are working magic because I never take credit for it, but I've used it in the online dating world, and holy shit, does it get people wet.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get you really wet all month long.
Well, it's a wet, wild, hot summer.
What's hotter than two men, middle-aged men, talking about sex? 3! So next week, we're going to have our buddy Malibu Mike Abilene showing up.
Oh, he's one of my favorite Abilene brothers.
Right, he's the best Abilene brother.
Well, for me, but, you know, it's personal.
With a little movie, I actually promised sex. I don't think there's any sex in this movie, but there's a lot of nudity in it.
Oh, my God, we know.
Last year, I gave you Dress to Kill. You pinch your nose and PU. No fucking. Well, this one's full of sex. Well, I just said there's no sex. Full of nudity, though. I'll promise you that. There's a lot of nudity because half of the movie is just stripping because the movie is called Stripped to Kill. So I'll see you next week, and I know you're going to keep it warm.